That's a new one.
I've never seen that happen before.
Welcome back to Finnegan's Garage. Today's gonna be a good day. You know why? Because we're working on our giveaway car, the 1957 Chevy station wagon. You've seen it before, and you may have asked yourself, damn, Mike, that thing's rough. Why would I want to enter to possibly put that in my garage? And well, it's about to get better. It's gonna keep getting better. Between now and when we live stream the giveaway, the winner, which I think will happen somewhere late December, December 31st, somewhere around there. Between now and then, we're gonna keep working on it. And it's gonna get a brand new chassis and a brand new 5-speed transmission, a new rear end and wiring and plumbing. The thing's gonna be outstanding. What it won't be is a shiny, perfect automobile that you'll be afraid to drive and park in your grocery store parking lot. No, that's not happening. I'm gonna give a shout out to the folks at WireCare for sponsoring our little contest here, and Speedway Motors for providing a lot of the stuff we're gonna use to fix this car up if I don't dent it. Let's unbox some stuff, right? Because I'm excited, you're excited. The way you get in on this deal, right? You should go to fsmgarage.com right now. No purchase necessary to enter, although if you buy a shirt, a hat, a hoodie, like this one, stickers, whatever, you'll get more entries into the giveaway. And if you don't get the car, you could win this, a motorsports wiring kit from WireCare, everything you need, including Deutsch connectors and the tools to install them to wire your car and make sure it doesn't catch on fire, which is awesome. We're also giving away autographed merch. What is this? And of course, the wagon, which is gonna be rad because we're turning it into a Gassser. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say these are our fender well headers. Oh yeah, these are gonna look awesome. So we're sticking with the small block Chevy, but it's gonna be a whole lot cooler when it breathes through these. Yes, I can already picture it now. Right over the frame rail, out the side, behind the daisies where you can see them. That's gonna be rad. Okay, so we got our headers. And I think this is our radiator, which is good because if you guys recall, David Williams sold us a car with a broken radiator. Not on purpose, mind you. You know, I'm sure he didn't know. What the hell?
What did you do to my car? That's some dirty radiator water.
Well, we're gonna upgrade it. This is a direct replacement, bolts right into the factory core support, aluminum with a giant fan. We should have no more problems with this thing's puking. And we'll be installing this once we get our new chassis. Our new chassis should be here in about a week and a half. What else do we got? Oh, this is one I really wanted to show you guys. So the front bench is, well, it's well ventilated, right? It's pretty trashy. The springs poked me in the taint when I drove it. It wasn't cool. And rather than go through the nightmare of attempting to find an upholstery shop who won't keep this thing hostage for 6 months or a year, and or just never do the job, because that happens a lot. Looking at you upholsterers and painters. We're going with Speedway Motors bomber style seats, which are not the most comfortable things in the world, but damn, they look cool. Look at these things. Lightweight aluminum, so we're shaving weight, and they're dimple dyed and they're slotted, and these are gonna look sick in there. The back seat, I don't think is as bad. So we'll probably throw a Navajo blanket over that and call it good. But the front seat we'll replace with this, and if you want that bench seat, you know, should you be the one parking this car in your garage, yeah, take it with you. That's your problem, not mine. All right, what's in here? Did I mention that we're also converting this thing to 4-wheel disc brakes and putting a 9-inch in the back from Quick Performance? Because we are. Oh, sick. All right, so the bomber seats will also slide forward and backwards. So if you're vertically challenged or, you know, even taller than I am, you're covered. And padded seat cushions for these things. So they won't, you know, you won't feel like you're in the military on a bombing run in Malaysia or wherever they drop bombs. I don't know. It won't be like that. All right, last box for now. What else do we got in here? Oh, there's the rest of the seat cushion. Sick. All right, so in this video, we're gonna move side chick and stuff her in the trailer because we're getting ready to put the motor back in that boat. And we're gonna move the wagon out, gut the interior and see how bad the floors are and maybe mock up some of this stuff. All right, let's move side chick. All right, everybody. Hope you're all having a good day. Joe's not here today because he is recovering from SEMA. I don't think that's due to alcohol poisoning or anything. I think he just caught a cold, which happens a lot at SEMA. Let's see here. And today, we got a lot going on. We're gonna do a little reconfiguring in the old ATC Rome 550 trailer because, believe it or not, it's drag boat season. Well, it's really not, but we're getting close to getting the engine back together for side chick, which means side chick needs to go into the box, but we have never put side chick in the box. And in order to fit that 19-foot long jet boat in here, we're gonna have to shuffle some things in here, which is easy, and we'll get to that in a minute. But first, before we do that, we're gonna have to move wifey's jet boat out of the way, which is gonna suck, because it doesn't steer very good, doesn't roll very good. So you can watch me struggle here, which is always fun, right? I gotta get this from here to there. And if you're wondering why this is such a pain in the butt, I'll tell you. That is a triple axle boat trailer. And although those are little 10-inch golf cart wheels and tires, just the fact that you have 3 axles there means it doesn't want to pivot easily. If it was a single axle trailer, you could pivot this thing easy. You could move it around by one hand, but with 3 wheels all in a row, trying to turn this thing is a giant pain in the butt. And I don't own a forklift, and it's kind of crowded in here to get a truck in here to maneuver that thing. And unfortunately, wifey's CRX doesn't have a trailer hitch on it, because you know I'd use it if I could. Totally would. I know that thing would move this boat. Because this thing's not even heavy, right? This is a fiberglass boat hull. The bare hull with no rigging, no parts in it, weighs about 600 pounds. That's an aluminum Cocopelli trailer. You know, even the Texas Speed LS in there, aluminum heads, aluminum intake, it's not that heavy. It's just the trailer layout of the axles that makes this a pain in the butt when you're by yourself. We got this though. I ate something resembling Wheaties this morning. They'll help. Not really, I didn't. So I own these Summit Racing wheel dollies. Each one's designed to go around 1 wheel, but I might be able to get them around 4 of the 6 wheels, which might lift everything up enough that the middle axle's off the ground. Okay, that only goes so far, but it looks like it's enough to get it off the ground. Oh yeah. It's working. I think we're getting pretty close. Here's one nice feature of this trailer. Actually, all the boat trailers I have, same deal. Swing away tongue, which saves several feet of shop space. You'll see this one is the same. See, same deal. Look how much longer it is. You can launch in you can launch in shallower water with a longer tongue. But when you don't want it eaten up all your shop space, you just pull the pin out right here, swing it over, and you just save yourself several feet. So when I bought this trailer, I told ATC how wide the drag boat was. So our door opening here, if I remember right, is about 92 inches. It's pretty darn wide. I think our boat is about 88 or 89 inches wide. Basically, it fits between the wheel wells real well. It's just stuff like this right here you want to be careful of. And then the sink needs to move, which is no big deal. It's super easy to move. Check this out. It's literally just open the cabinet, unscrew 4 bolts from the tracks in there. I've emptied the water out of it, so it's really light. All of these things, like if you look, there's a track system in the walls. It's just Allen head bolts if you've got a cordless tool, everything moves real easy, including the upper cabinets, but I don't think we're gonna have to move to the upper cabinets. I may take the couch out though, just because the side of the boat will be real close here, and these things vibrate a little bit, and you don't want it rubbing in the side of the boat. That would suck. All right. Whew. Now we'll move some things and winch her on in there. This is a BP Manufacturing aluminum dolly. The wheels never go flat. They don't usually flat spot. It rolls really easy. I use this for moving drums of race fuel normally, but it's good on kitchen sinks too. Vanities or whatever you want to call it. Here is our winch. Here's another thing I like about this. A lot of enclosed trailers, the winch is in the very front cabinet, which means every time you're using the winch, the cabinet's open. And if you're gonna leave your winch cable attached to whatever you've pulled in, then your doors are open, which eats up space. Sometimes they bang around. It sucks. This winch, in the floor. Wireless, baby. Wireless. Here I come, girl. I'm on my way. Just, 2 or 3 more minutes, I'll be there. And the really nice thing about having the wireless controller is I can guide the boat while winching it in. I don't gotta be up front. Oh yeah, we don't have to remove the side tables at all. I am glad I removed the couch though. There's no jet drive in the boat right now, so it doesn't have to go any further forward. Once the jet drive's in, we'll need to go further forward. And I'm probably gonna shorten the tongue. This one doesn't pivot like the other boats in the shop. This one slides in and out. I'm probably gonna cut this distance off of it so it'll slide back even further, because then the boat can come all the way up here and it should fit. With the jet drive installed in the transom of the boat, it should go in there. Oh yeah, because the boat's in right now. And the jet drive hangs out about 3 feet, so this will work. Yep, plenty of room. So what's going on with the boat? Let's talk about that. Had a little problem with our transom adapter when we pulled it off, and it ripped a layer of carbon off the back of the transom. It's still really thick there, at least for this boat it's really thick. But I want to have that repaired. I want to have a couple layers of carbon added back in there so when we install the transom adapter it sits flat, doesn't leak. This motor is not going in the boat. This is the Sonny's motor out of Game Over, and this needs to be gone through. I tried to connect with the guys from Sonny about going through it again and running it in this boat, and they were real busy. I didn't have time to build headers or completely rewire and reconfigure this boat for this motor. So we dropped the 632 Big Chief motor off with Pete Harrell. He's gone through it. If you guys recall the video we made, we found some major issues with it. We made 2 videos. The first video was getting home from World Finals and taking it apart to find out what the heck happened. Why did this thing drop a valve? And we're pretty confident we know what happened. We had skirts of pistons hitting counterweights of the crank. We had tops of pistons hitting exhaust valves, and it just was not a quality build, which is unfortunate. But the big thing is the camshaft had what a lot of people refer to as square lobes. Just slam the valve open and slam it shut, and we're pretty sure it lost control of the valve, which is why the exhaust valves were hitting the pistons. There was a good amount of piston to valve clearance, about 130, 134 thousandths between the face of the valve and the relief in those CP pistons. But when you don't have control of the valve and it's bouncing when it shuts, you get interference. So Pete had the cam reground, and didn't take much to soften those ramps, which should help. And just going back through it, replacing all of the broken rocker arms and stands and things that we had issues with new parts from Jezel, which was not cheap, I tell you. And we're gonna give that motor one more shot in this boat. I don't think the motor ever lived up to its potential the whole time I've owned the boat. And it's a great running boat when the motor's happy. And so if Pete can make that motor happy, we'll run that motor in this boat. If that doesn't work out, then at some point we'll go through the Sonny's motor, refresh it, and then it'll live in this boat. But in the meantime, we'll get the transom of the boat repaired, and we'll go visit Pete to dyno test that motor. But right now, I'm going back to the back of the shop to open up some presents, which ultimately could go to one of you guys, and we're gonna take a better look at the inside of that car and see what can we do today to further along that project. Oh yeah, by the way, everybody, I don't know if you knew this or not, but I got my own line of garage gear. BP Manufacturing built some amazing all aluminum construction, never go flat tires for two-wheel dollies and hand carts and all kinds of other things that are powder coated to match some of my favorite colors. Like this one looks just like Blasphemy. All right, every time. All right, Joe's gonna pull the wagon out, and then we're gonna gut the interior and prep this car for pulling the body off the frame because we have a new chassis. And once we finish installing this two-post list from Benpack, then we can put that over here and split the body from the frame. That'll happen in another video, not today. I say we pull the front seat, pull the middle seat, pull everything out of it, vacuum it out, see how bad the floor is, and then let's mock up the front seat. Yeah, see, this is where my sack nearly got tore. Right there.
She's a pincher.
Yeah. Ow. Yeah. I don't think we'll need the shop manual for this, but we'll save it just in case. Comet for the infamous Freiberger Comet wash. Yeah, like this seat is not trashed like the other one. And with a little love and a little cleaning, this is serviceable. Just pulled the bottom of the rear seat out and found our first hole. It is sizable, but that's a pretty easy patch to make. The rest of it is pretty decent, actually. Like even down in the rockers, it's got surface rust, but it's not through, so that's good news. So let's pull the front seat out and see what we're working with there. Reason number 470 why wagons rule. Lots of room to store the parts from your project while you're working on your project. And unlike a pickup without a camper shell, these will be out of the elements, even if you're working in your driveway at home. All right, convenient king size Acrosol. What else do we got in here? There we go. Croyle penetrant. This stuff rules. JB80 works too. Oh, P-Blaster. P-Blaster works too. Like all those things. There we go. Even sprays upside down. Thank you, Croyle. I love this part of the car. 57 Chevys. Looks like it's launching missiles at you. Look at that. These cars look so tough when they're pro streeted or even just really lowered. There we go. That sounds promising.
Already.
I think these slide. I think the seat slides, if that would help.
We can try and make a slide. Yeah, we should be able to. Oh.
Maybe lift up on the spring. Looks like my side slid, but yours did not. There we go. That give us access.
Nice. Hey, there's only one in back here.
Oh, same here. Borrow that wrench.
Yeah, it's crazy how this floor looks so good except for this one spot. It's weird right here.
Yeah.
Like maybe that window got left down at some point or something.
That seems reasonable. Ah, only one bolt.
Okay.
Okay.
Your fronts. if your fronts are like mine, it might be finger tight. You're tightening.
Ah, that explains it. Ah, that's much easier. Much easier. They should make them all like this.
Right?
Well, whatever you just did made it impossible to get the wrench on.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what I did.
I think we should go out your way, because my steering wheel's in the way. All right. Dude, the floor's not bad at all.
No, it looks really good. Yeah, it's just that one spot over there.
Yeah, and that's an easy fix, dog.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's not bad at all. All right. We should vacuum it out and test fit our new bombers.
We haven't found any license plates on the floor yet.
It sounded refreshing not to see a stop sign or railroad crossing or a license plate. That's the only hole. The rest of it's pretty darn nice. Need some of that rust converting paint for the floor. Weld in a patch panel. Done. How about right in here?
Huh?
How about right in here?
It's a good thing that's left.
Yeah, that's important. Looking good. It's way cleaner than I thought it was going to be.
This side has all the door seals in it. That side doesn't.
Oh, maybe that's why this side rusted. The door seals on the door are absolutely shot. Like, it's like old charcoal after you've had a barbecue. It's like that. All it really needs is some rust converting paint on the floor and a patch panel. Throw in some new carpet and it's dialed. We don't have any of that stuff, so instead let's put together our bomber seats.
Yes.
So the chassis for this deal is coming from Indy Speed Shop. You'll see that later. The rear end will be from Quick Performance. Transmission is from American Powertrain. It's a Tremec TKX, which is going to be awesome. The car will have overdrive. All the accessories to put this thing together are coming from Speedway Motors. And then we're going to wire this thing with everything from WireCare. And these are really nice, actually. Look, they're TIG welded aluminum, dimple dyed. They're very light. I'm gonna guess that because the brackets are universal, that it's for everything. It might be for everything and not just our car. These are not instructions, so yeah. We might be drilling some holes here. All right, people, new plan. It is gonna involve these sliders we got from Speedway Motors and the universal mounting brackets. However, none of these things go together in a manner that just simply bolts into our car, unsurprising. What we are gonna do is flip these this way, put an extra hole in them, bolt them to the floor, take the powder coating off of them, and then weld some crossbars, some 1-inch square stock, across the car, and then make some mounts to put the sliders on our new frame. So a little more work, but will be custom and it will work, which is important, because if it doesn't work, well, when you hit the gas, you fall backwards out of your seat. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. So, step one, get these in the car.
Do you want to move it that far back?
Yeah, because this is where your feet go. And if we go, we don't want to go like this, because otherwise this is hanging out from underneath the seat.
Like this.
The seat tracks will slide the seat forward and back.
Okay.
So we'll go here, and then
cut them off?
Swing, yeah, we'll swing this. Here's our plan. We got our universal bracket. We put it in one of the 4 holes on the passenger side of the car. And all I'm going to do now is swing it to reveal the hole I cannot see. And I'll place my Sharpie where I believe it needs to be, which is right there. And we'll drill a hole right there. And we'll go a little oversized, and that should line up. So that hole and that hole. And then we'll take off the coating here and here. And then we'll weld our 1-inch rectangular steel tubing across between that mount and that mount, giving us a platform to put our seat sliders. And we'll probably have to add some steel strap here and here for the inner bolts, but this should work, and then we should be able to slide our buckets independently, because nobody makes a custom mounting solution for this car for those buckets, so we'll make our own. So this is a Miller arc station. They don't usually look like this, but our roof leaks, and so unfortunately it got rained on and rusted it. But it still clamps, which is what I'm after here. These things go right in here, and you can tighten that up a little bit and then clamp down what you got to work on. In our case, you need to clamp this down so that we can drill on it. You hold that for me?
Yep. That's a new one.
I've never seen that happen before.
Hold on. What bits are those?
Blue brand, whatever that is.
A blue box of bits? People, I'm not even sure how you did that.
I'm kind of impressed with me right now. I don't know how I did that either. Let's try a different one. We'll go a little thicker. Maybe it's a little stronger.
Is this what we had in the race trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, God, thank God. Boy, we're learning some things right now, aren't we?
Thank God we're not racing today. It's kind of drilling. Oh, there we go. All right. Got through that one. Let's see. Those are 5/16 bolts in the car, right?
Yes. Oh.
Maybe I should clamp that tighter. There we go. Woo! No problem.
It's just one hole.
That went well. Yeah, luckily we've only got to do this twice on this piece. Wait a minute.
I don't think it's
Oh, it
staying in
loosened
the
up.
chuck right.
Yeah, it loosened up. Okay. I'm not stopping.
It's like the bent wheel going down the freeway.
I may take it in the eye, but I'm not stopping. Okay, I'm stopping, because now it's drilling really far off center.
You should, I think you should take an alignment shop. That must be the key. If it's wobbly, just go faster.
Yeah. Just don't stop. That's the key.
I remember that when we got a wobbly wheel going down the freeway.
Yeah. Yeah, don't slow down. Nailed it.
Our fab table kind of, I think we're a little off. I'm on the inside.
You're on the inside?
Yeah.
Okay. We are at 52 and 5/8. Let's come back.
Ooh, I see an issue.
Let's come back here.
Hold on. Put that back. We got our tunnel.
I've got a hammer.
Put a little.
We could make it even more custom.
Yeah. And then where do you want to go? Right. You want to go here? You want to cut this off, right?
Are you inside or outside?
I'm on the inside.
This is 52 and 7/8 on this one.
What was the front?
52 and 5/8.
Off by,
There's
oh,
probably
we could
some-
probably get it.
There's probably some play there.
Yeah.
So
Want to split the
we'll go
difference?
3/4.
Okay.
52 and
52
3/4.
and 3/4. 2 pieces?
Yep. This is a fine slugger chop saw. And this thing, unlike an abrasive saw, doesn't leave a whole bunch of burrs and slag, and it's a more precise cut. Unlike a abrasive disc, this doesn't flex nearly as much, so your cut's straighter, and it just rules. It works really well.
Oh my God, that's like butter.
Right?
How beautiful is that?
Yeah. And look how clean the cut is, because it's not an abrasive wheel. And look, no slag, no cleanup, ready to go.
I mean, our tape measure was touching and we were at the very top of this.
So back here, it's just a hammering thing.
Yeah, we need about ½ inch area.
Up front. We can look under it and see how much clearance we have to the drive shaft, and then I'd have no qualms about just hammering that flat, if need be. Or sinking the tube right into it, cutting a slot and welding the tube right to the floor. This thing would be sturdy as all get out if we did that. Bingo. Alright, all we gotta do is get the paint off your side. We'll tack it in place and we'll weld it outside of the car.
I think your side needs to be stripped down some more too.
Okay.
Go through the metal.
Let's weld. This right here is the Miller Multimatic 220 AC/DC. I have talked about this on my channel multiple times. We've even given one away before. And what I like about this welder is it will run off of 115 or 240 volt input power. It will MIG weld, TIG weld, or stick weld. And depending on what apparatus you have in your hand, whether it's the MIG gun or the TIG torch, the moment you strike an arc, this thing switches internally and it knows what process you're using. It also has auto set built into it, which is fantastic. You just pick your material thickness and your wire size and it sets the voltage and wire speed for you. You can even fine tune that if you want. But in general, the out of the box settings will make you a better welder. If you're just starting out and you don't want to struggle with settings and machines, you buy one of these, pull the trigger, and you can make a great weld that does penetrate. Love this thing. And switching from 240 to 115 or 110 volt power is as easy as unthreading the plug on the end of that cable and threading on the other adapter and plugging it into the right wall outlet. It's outstanding. Okay, so now the basic layout of the frame is there. We now need to drill our bomber seats, mount our sliders to it, then transfer the slider pattern to this, and then we can put the seats in. We could shorten that wire and move them closer together.
Can you move it to here?
It'll might touch the bottom of the seat.
Well, if we're spacing it up, it shouldn't.
Like I said, might. Don't know for sure. Why don't we do is mount the inside one, get that right, mount the outside one as far out as we can go, and then we can shorten that thing if we need to.
Okay.
This is the reason why hot rodding is not for everyone. Because no matter what you buy, where it comes from, what you spend on it, it doesn't always bolt on. Case in point, universal seat sliders for a universal set of bucket seats going into a 57 Chevy wagon that you're turning into a Gassser. The Gassser part has nothing to do with this. And neither does the fact that this is a wagon. These seat brackets are longer than the base of this seat, right? And so where the bracket has to mount, well, that hole is just floating out in space. I need to find a way to attach that end of the bracket way up here. Now, you might be going, well, Mike, why not just put a hole further forward in the bracket? Well, you could do that, but then your seats don't slide. It's kind of important, especially for this car, because I don't know who's going to end up with it. They could be tall, they could be short. It's a stick shift car. You know, your seating position is kind of important. So we're leaving my warehouse, which kind of resembles a shop, but it's just missing all the tools you need to actually do certain jobs. And we're going back to my house because the dungeon there has the things to drill and tap and TIG weld and make this thing happen, which is what we got to do. I now have to put a hole here in a bracket I'm going to fabricate that sticks way back here to grab that hole of the slider. Once I've done both of those things, then we take our seats, and let's do this, because this is at least motivating, right? Then we take the seats in here, then we bring our bomber seats in here and go, all right, now we got to weld some plates to attach this to this. No problem. It's just going to take 2 trips to do it, and you know, we'll be finished tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. This video goes live Sunday. Sorry, Chris. Footage is going to be a little late this week. Like last week and the week before and all the other weeks I give you stuff to edit. We're going to take the seat frame out of the car, which notice, or I've marked the center line of the steering wheel on the seat frame, and I've also marked driver's side front. We're going to take this home, both seats home, build our completely fabricated mount, and then we'll come back and install it. That right there is why we had to leave the warehouse and come home.
It's like CNC right there.
I don't know if I go that far, but it fits. And if it was my car, I'd say it's good enough for who it's for. I haven't met who it's for, so I don't know if it's good enough for them. I think they'll be happy with it.
I would be.
Yeah, I mean, the seat's not going to fall out of the car. That's the important part, right?
Right. Just one bolt.
Uno.
Should we put a lock washer on this?
Absolutely.
Okay. Done.
You'll go back later and put lock washers on it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to take this all back off so you can duplicate it.
Oh, no, I just showed you how to do it. What do you mean, I can duplicate it? What do you mean, you people?
You people.
I've given you the path to enlightenment. There it is. Now it's time to go yonder, young man, and make your way. Looks pretty good. Looks sturdy, too. You know, if it was tight, it would be sturdy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tighten it anymore because, like you said,
Just had to come back off.
come back off, trace it, bolt it, boom. Then this can go back to the warehouse with the other one, and then we can weld 2 more plates that adapt to this, to the seat frame we made, which we can't do here because even though I said we were going to do it here, we forgot to bring home the seat frame.
I can bring it home in the morning. I'm going to run up there.
No, we can take this there, and that, you know, once this was the thing we needed. We didn't have the material to build this. Now that we've made the spacer, you know, and the bracket, now this whole thing can go to the seat frame. We're good.
I mean, we pretty much made our whole day pretty tough on ourselves.
I'm good at that. No, I'm not gonna lie.
Everything we wanted to do was kind of like, oh, change course. Nope, change course.
No, we didn't quit.
No, we didn't quit.
We could have quit. We could have been like, well, let's just work on something else entirely.
We veered off a little bit. We thought we took a faster line, but it was a slower line, and
but we were gonna.
Took us a little longer to get to the same results.
I didn't think the mounting of the seats would be an entire episode of the show, but woohoo! Check out that content. That does work, by the way. You don't have enough cushion. Bucky's. They totally work. And no, they didn't pay me to say that. Okay, time to install our seat. Remember, we did slot the floor there for a cross member. I don't think that's going to be a problem with our drive shaft later because it currently has plenty of clearance and the car is going to get lifted a little bit for our Gassser stance, which means the drive shaft's going to run even further downhill. And I think even going to a larger transmission, we're still going to be fine. Still, we're not going to plate that just yet. We'll do that later once we're sure everything fits. And plating it is as simple as widening that slot, dropping in this piece of rectangular steel tubing, and then welding it flush with the floor. We'll worry about that later. For now, let's install our seat because I want to test it. Oops, right there. Boom. Oh, I like it. Because this is forward, and these will slide back more to get it away from the wheel. And once we put the cushion in, I think the seat height will be decent.
Yeah, the seats are way forward right now, so.
Let's bolt it in and we'll adjust it. We'll have to figure out seat belts at some point.
Those are luxuries.
We'll worry about that later. Want this?
Yes, please. I'm just doing it by hand.
One for you, my friend.
All right.
Yeah, these are gonna raise it up a bunch.
Oh yeah.
And they're bolstered so you don't slide forward during those panic stops, you know? Okay. Oh, except for the light on my head. Wow, dude, we're plenty high.
Oh yeah.
Let's get this thing out of the way. Oh. Okay, so folks at home, I'm 6'1". It's perfect for me. If you're shorter than me, it's probably even better because like right now I'm looking through the upper part of the windshield instead of centered in the windshield. Pedal position is perfect. All we need now is a hole here for a 5-speed.
Yes.
Get rid of this thing. What I like about doing this first is its motivation. Now when I walk out here and I see the bomber seats in here, I'm like, all right, stuff's happening. And the next thing you're gonna see us do is rip the body off this chassis. Because I think in less than 2 weeks, we'll have the new chassis for this thing. So in the meantime, we'll separate the body from this chassis, we'll pluck the motor and trans out, get rid of the trans, detail the motor, bolt up our brand new 5-speed. And you'll see that soon on Finnegan's Garage. Later.